Now it sounds like the Cleveland Browns are going to all but imprison Shedeur Sanders in the football sense of a very talented rookie quarterback who obviously needs reps, needs an opportunity, and who now, barring some miraculous luck, will not get the opportunity to play in a single real game. I'm sure many around the NFL are celebrating as we speak. They are chuckling about this. Many in the NFL wanted to teach Shedeur and his daddy a...
Cleveland Browns thought they could slip one little comment into the media cycle and keep moving. But when it involves Shedeur Sanders, nothing stays quiet for long. This isn't just another quarterback controversy. This is a brewing storm. A clash of confidence and the kind of raw honesty that makes NFL fans drop everything just to tune in. The Browns wanted to talk up their rookie Dillon Gabriel, but in the process, they threw Shedeur under the bus without even realizing how hard the wheels would roll. The moment an assistant GM opened his mouth, the quarterback room in Cleveland went from a competition to a circus, and Shedeur made sure the world knew he wasn't going to stay silent. Media day for the Browns front office was supposed to be routine, but it quickly turned into a headline-generating machine. Reporters asked about the depth chart, about who would back up Deshaun Watson, and the answers were delivered without hesitation.
Slap in the face to the Cleveland Brown fans and to the Sanders family, because for the simple fact, Shedeur was not given the same opportunity as Dylan Gabriel. It was displayed in front of the world when y'all put out the third string line for him and let Dylan Gabriel run with the twos. I don't give a damn how you spin it, what you say. He should have been given the same opportunity. If this was a true competition and Shedeur truly had to earn everything he was.
Dylan Gabriel was praised as the clear QB2. Shedeur was left buried. But then came the slip. The brutally honest take that Sanders wasn't NFL ready, wasn't competing fairly, and maybe wasn't even wanted in Cleveland. That was all it took. The soundbite exploded, and Shedeur Sanders, who already lives under a microscope, took the microphone and flipped the narrative upside down. Forget the polished, politically correct statements rookies are supposed to give. Shedeur doesn't do polite silence. He doesn't do safe cliches about just grateful for the opportunity. Instead, he did what few quarterbacks in his position would dare to do. He told the truth. Raw, unfiltered, and direct. He made it clear that he knew what was happening. He saw the favoritism. He felt the disrespect. And he wasn't going to pretend it didn't exist. His words landed like a thunderclap, forcing the NFL world to pay attention. But here's the thing. This wasn't just Shedeur being emotional. This was strategic. This was calculated. This was the son of Dillon Sanders, raised to understand that confidence isn't a weakness, it's a weapon. Shedeur didn't just defend himself, he flipped the script. He wasn't asking to belong. He wasn't begging for approval. He was announcing that if the Browns, or any team, couldn't see what he brought to the table, then that was their problem, not his. And in that one brutally honest moment, Shedeur revealed something the NFL is terrified of. A quarterback who refuses to let the system control the narrative. What made this sting even worse for the Browns is their history. This isn't a team known for handling quarterbacks gracefully. This is the same franchise that turned promising rookies into cautionary tales, from Tim Couch to Johnny Manziel, from Brady Quinn to Baker Mayfield. Cleveland is where quarterback dreams often go to die, and yet here they are, already dragging Shedeur into their haunted house of dysfunction. And the fans see it. Browns fans aren't stupid. They know when something smells off. They watched Shedeur get third-team reps while Dylan Gabriel was handed second-team opportunities. They saw the setup, they heard the excuses, and when Shedeur finally said what they were all thinking, that it was never a fair competition, the reaction wasn't shock. It was validation. He said out loud what everyone else was whispering. That's what separates Shedeur from the pack. He's not afraid to be honest, even when honesty makes executives uncomfortable. And that's exactly why this story has gripped the NFL world so tightly. Because deep down, the league doesn't know what to do with a player like him. If you're quiet and humble, you're praised for professionalism. If you're loud and brash, you're labeled a problem. But Shedeur? He threads the needle. His confidence isn't reckless, it's calculated. It isn't arrogance, it's certainty. He's not just spouting off to hear himself talk. He's forcing people to confront the double standard. Tom Brady was cocky. but he won, so it was called leadership. Baker Mayfield was cocky, but he lost, so it was called immaturity. Shedeur understands that the line is thin, and he's determined to land on the right side of it by making sure his play matches his words. And here's the part that makes NFL insiders nervous. So far, it has. Statistically, Shedeur has already proven he has the tools to be elite. His accuracy, his poise under pressure, his ability to extend plays, it all screams NFL ready. Add in the fact that he's been coached his entire life by one of the greatest athletes in history. And suddenly, those brutally honest words sound less like arrogance and more like prophecy. The NFL has seen loud rookies before. They've seen cocky college stars. But very few have had the combination of pedigree, skill, and media savvy that Shedeur brings. And that's what makes this situation in Cleveland so combustible. Because the Browns weren't just naming Dylan Gabriel as QB2. They were indirectly telling Shedeur that no matter how hard he worked, he was starting from behind. That he was going to have to climb a mountain while Gabriel was already halfway up. And when the assistant GM made his brutally honest remarks, the illusion of competition was shattered. Fans began asking, was this ever really a competition? Or was the outcome decided before it started? That question hangs over the Browns facility like a storm cloud. Shedeur's response, though, turned that storm into a spotlight. He wasn't crying foul. He wasn't playing the victim. He was calling out reality and daring the NFL to look him in the eye. And that makes him dangerous in the best way possible. Because when a player owns his truth, when he refuses to be boxed in, he becomes more than just a prospect. He becomes a movement. That's what has scouts whispering, executives sweating, and fans arguing in comment sections. The NFL doesn't know what to do with Shedeur Sanders. If he plays well, his confidence becomes leadership. If he struggles, they'll call it arrogance. But either way, he forces a conversation that teams can't control. The Browns may have thought they were protecting their investment in Deshaun Watson by elevating Dylan Gabriel, but in doing so, they handed Shedeur the perfect narrative. The underdog being set up to fail, who refuses to back down. And history shows us that these are the kinds of stories fans rally behind. Because fans don't just want quarterbacks who can throw. They want quarterbacks who can fight critics, fight doubters, fight systems stacked against them. And that's exactly what Shedeur has shown he's willing to do. Sponsors are watching this too. Every brutally honest word makes Shedeur more marketable, more relatable, and more authentic. He's not just another jersey number. He's a personality, a brand, a headline waiting to happen. Nike, Gatorade, Beats. They love this kind of authenticity. And they know the fans do too. That's why every interview, every statement, every clapback only adds to his stock off the field, regardless of what happens on it. For the Browns, this entire saga is just another reminder of their quarterback curse. They've cycled through more quarterbacks than most fans can name. And now, even when they land two promising rookies, they find a way to turn it into a controversy. But for Shedeur, this isn't a curse, it's an opportunity. By speaking out, by being brutally honest, he shifted the conversation away from depth charts and toward destiny. He's not asking whether he's good enough for the NFL. He's asking whether the NFL is ready for him. That's a far more powerful question, and it's one that will follow him all the way to draft night and beyond. Because at the end of the day, Shedeur Sanders isn't just trying to be another quarterback in the league. He's trying to redefine what it means to lead, what it means to speak truth, and what it means to never let anyone else write your story. The media firestorm didn't calm down after Shedeur's statement. It only grew louder. Talk shows debated whether he crossed a line. Former players chimed in, some praising his fire, others warning that honesty like his could burn bridges in the NFL. But that's exactly what makes this story bigger than football. Shedeur isn't trying to fit into the mold. He's breaking it. And fans are split. Some love it, some hate it. But either way, everyone's watching. The timing of this drama is just as important as the content. We're weeks away from preseason, when roster spots are won and lost, when reputations are built or destroyed. For Shedeur, every snap, every throw, every sideline conversation is going to be analyzed under a microscope. And now, thanks to those brutally honest words, the stakes are even higher. Because if he backs it up on the field, the league will have no choice but to listen. But if he stumbles, the critics will pounce, and the headlines will be merciless. That's the tightrope Shedeur has chosen to walk. And the crazy part is, he seems completely comfortable on it. And let's not ignore the ripple effect this has on Dylan Gabriel. He didn't ask to be thrown into this fire, but now he's part of the narrative whether he likes it or not. Gabriel might be talented. He might have all the tools to succeed, but right now, the spotlight isn't on him. It's on the perception that he was handed an opportunity Shedeur wasn't. And fair or not, that changes how fans view him. Every completion Gabriel makes, some fans will say, he only got that shot because the Browns gave it to him. Yet every mistake he makes, others will whisper, that's why Shedeur should have been QB2. Gabriel is playing under pressure too, and it's not the kind that comes from defenses blitzing. It's the kind that comes from being compared to the most polarizing rookie in the league. But here's where things take a turn. Reports out of camp suggest that despite being buried on the depth chart, Shedeur is turning heads with his work ethic. Coaches privately admit his accuracy has been better than expected. Teammates whisper about his leadership in the locker room, how he carries himself with the calm confidence of a veteran. It's the little things, the way he studies film, the way he encourages younger players, the way he refuses to hang his head after a mistake. These aren't the habits of a player destined to ride the bench forever. These are the traits of a future starter. And that's what makes his honesty hit even harder, because it's not empty talk, it's backed by action. The NFL has seen plenty of rookies flame out because they talked big but played small. That's not Shedeur. His game, his demeanor, and his words are all aligned. And that's a dangerous combination for anyone who doubts him. The truth is, brutally honest quarterbacks make the league nervous. The NFL prefers players who stick to the script, who thank the coaches, who say they're just here to help the team. Shedeur isn't reading from that playbook. He's writing his own. And whether you think that's brilliant or reckless, you can't deny one thing. It makes him unforgettable. Fans don't gather around the TV to watch boring. They don't tune in for players who blend in. They want fire. They want drama. They want a story. And Shedeur Sanders has already given them one of the most captivating storylines of the season before a single regular season snap has been played. And here's the part that should make Cleveland's front office sweat. If they mishandle this, if they bury Shedeur and he goes on to succeed somewhere else, they'll never live it down. Browns fans have endured heartbreak after heartbreak, and losing another quarterback because of politics, favoritism, or mishandled competition could be the breaking point. They can't afford another chapter in the cursed quarterback history books. But maybe, just maybe, that's exactly what's about to happen. Because Shedeur isn't backing down. His words made that clear. His demeanor makes that clear. And if his play continues to match, the Browns will be forced to make a choice that could define their franchise for the next decade. Will they silence him, bury him, and risk watching him thrive in another uniform? Or will they embrace the chaos, admit the competition was real, and let the best man rise? That's the million-dollar question. And right now, only one thing is certain. Shedeur Sanders has changed the narrative. He's not the rookie waiting for approval. He's the quarterback daring the NFL to prove him wrong. And no matter what happens next, one thing is clear. This story is just beginning.